Really a Guard. Welcome back to Really a Guard. How's it going today? Hello. Okay, we've got audio. I thought for a second it wasn't gonna work. Yo, how's it going, Hightower? How is it going? We're just logging into some 0.24 gray zone, some public gray zone, not the private stuff. So we are going to be spending some of this today. I want PvP, so we're gonna go and find some PvP on public lobbies. Yo, Ginger, how's it going over in the Twitch? Right off the rip, we got kind of a low pop server, so we're gonna try a different region. Try a slightly different region here. See if we can't get a higher population on the map. This one will work. I know it. I can feel it in my bones. Okay. Good enough. We got people down at Fort Nerith. That'll do for me. Okay. What do I got? Quads. What's this M4 looking like? It's losable. Alright. So we got our 60 rounder. We'll ditch the cap for now. How's our meds looking? Meds are looking fine. Keys. Just because I'm not going to Elena or whatever, I'm going to throw a key case in there. Like that. We've got that. We've got that. Let's make sure. By the time we get through this ammo, that should have, you know, a little bit more. I guess let's go over here.
Raven, wheels up for base camp.
And we'll go from there. Light. Do I have a light on here already? Why can't I put... Okay. Well, can't put a light on there right now. Nods? Nods, quick nods. 14, Rhino, Arm, G24, I don't care, I'm taking it all.
Raven, wheels down and ready to load.
We'll put it together on the helicopter.
Strap in, we're heading out.
Aye. That way, sir. Going to Nerith. Okay. Let's put this together here. Oh, shit. I fucking forgot a hat. Or a helmet. Son of a bitch. Shouldn't have been rushing. That's okay, though. We'll get a helmet and off of one of the first guys. We'll go from there. We will go from there, everyone. Okay, let me just test something now here. Okay, so that is working. So when I do this, look at that. Thank you, Hightower. Thank you for this idea. Thank you for letting me use it. This, perfect. So now, you guys might know where my landing zones are, but you can't see where I'm going. Not exactly. Love that idea. So it's not as fancy as the new version, obviously. We don't have the fancy new cops, we don't have the weather. What we don't have over here is that radio chatter. That's pretty cool. Not having to listen to the dudes talking about shit like way over here when I'm trying to be way over here. It's probably the #1 complaint I have about the .3 update is all the radio. But it's being changed, so I'm not too worried about it. They took that into consideration already, and the live release patch that's going to be given to the masses should be different, at least. So we'll see. We'll see. YBL over there. So, we did have some blueberries land at the LZ over here. The radio, that radio announcer is my homie, says Sir Ginger.
30 seconds.
I mean, just let me just hit the little button on my radio to turn it off. That's all I ask. As long as I can turn that radio off, then I'm fine. Because then I can turn it back on and hear all of the comms. It's not a bad thing, it's just a little bit spammy, you know?
Spread out.
Yo, what's up, boys? He gets excited and talks too much. Good guy, though. Yeah. They're leaving. Got some blueberries and they're leaving. Okay. It looks like the guys that are here. Oop. Let's get this fixed. There we go. Looks like the guys that are here. Was that your 308? No, it wasn't. But they look like they're. Finish my thought here. Working their way through the airfield. That's what they're doing. Okay, let's answer this this text right quick. Okay. My guess is everything is cleared out. But we'll see. We'll see. Can't remember if there's a break in the fence here at all. Stuff, you know, the top or whatever. Was that AI? I think it was just AI. Yo, what's up, Megasloth? How's it going today? Yeah, okay, we've got AI over there. So, let's see. Can I see them? Nope. Yeah, this is a bad news bears. They're just right there, so I'm not gonna do the dumb thing and jump over the wall right there. Not when I can't see where in the heck they are. No. Don't feel good about that. feel like that's a death sentence. So let's work our way around. Oh my god. I can't get up that little thing? Okay. Let's hope that there's nobody in the bush over there. Okay, here's the obstacle course over here. There might be someone in the tower. I can't tell, though. I forgot to bring a helmet. I kind of hope there's someone up there in the tower. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Holy shit. Okay. Use that. Let's answer this real quick. Okay. That wasn't good news. Okay. Health. We've got some lung problems here. Smoker's cough, you know.
Where the fuck are you hiding, piece of shit?
I'm hiding up here, you piece of shit. He's insulting me, so I'm insulting him. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Hey, put your hands in
Oh my god.
fucking bitch.
What was that? What was that? I had to have killed him. I had to have killed him there. Like, there's no way he just ate a third of a magazine and then half of the next magazine. Oh, man. He got me good there. Ole. I think it was this one that maybe did me in. Right in the face. This is wild. Okay. This gives me a chance to get a helmet, though. Which one do I like better? Let's get this one. And then we'll do that. I don't really care too much which setup we wind up going with exactly here. Okay. We still have this 60 rounder, which is good. 7.62. Why do I need a 7.62? Anyway. Vendors. Let's build us another M4 here. Okay. M4. Boom. Trade this. Now. Probably gonna want at least 2 of those. Let's see here. Anything out of this category? I've got a razor. Probably scope rings. Go with that. I want this grip. Those particular Suppressor pieces. Okay, now I'll grab that barrel there. That gas block. There. That grip. That buttstock. Where's the tube? There's the tube. We've got the upper. That should be the rifle right there. I guess not that particular foregrip. That's okay. Okay, I can add the peck to it. Where's the peck? Let's see here. At the front sight. That's kind of weird. Wonder what that looks like. Let's get the proper grip though here. Yeah, the angled foregrip right there. Okay, let's take a look at this. Install that magazine. Throw those in there for now. Something like that. Something like that. I'm lurking. I'm at a day job, says Sir Ginger. Ah, that's alright, man. That's alright. I see you're around. Okay. Oh god, that sight picture. Okay, I think I need different scope rings. Let's go with the high scope rings. Is that better? Guess I gotta put it over there. It's a little better, not much. Okay, let's see. We got red light. IR flashlight and IR light. Okay. Well, let's do that. There we go. There, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Kind of like that. And then we get that, and then that. Okay. Let's make sure that this has absolutely every bullet in it I can. And what else am I missing? I think that's it. Okay, we've got that. Oh, a belt. There. And then lab rat, we're gonna need a QR kit for some meds. Okay. Lab rat. First, what meds do we have that we can check in here? There. Surgical kit. Splint. Band-aid. Painkiller. Okay, we're ready to go back out there now.
I'm never touching that local job again. Got the shits for days now. I need to ask that lab chick for some pills.
See if we can't get
Swear
back
to
there.
God, those fucking frauds driving me crazy.
Exfil confirmed. Raven en route to base camp.
Get out of here, you NPCs. So, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but these 14s, they're not centered. They're just ever so slightly over and over top of one eye.
Raven on station and ready to pick you up.
Just a little bit off center.
Get ready, we're moving out.
That way, sir. You can see it. It's just a little bit off. Because up in the top middle at the compass, you can see where the center of the screen is, and if you follow straight down, it's like... And I know it's going to bug some people now that I've pointed that out. You're welcome. First knowledge. It's a pretty good setup, this. It's not the most accurate, but, like... It's quiet. You've got nighttime capabilities, daytime capabilities. All around good go. Man, this helmet would be so front heavy. It's got no counterweight on the back. Where am I getting beeped? Beep 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 beep. Well, word on the street, I'm just looking at the Gray Zone Discord here. Word on the street is on, well, tomorrow we get an official release date for sure. Where am I getting beeped at? Discord, shut up. This is the, okay.
Ready. 1 minute.
That's where it is. Okay.
Getting close. 30 seconds.
My children have their own Discord, and they just needed a little bit of coaching, I guess you could say, right now. Wild work sometimes. The darn kids these days, as they say. Okay. We're here at the LZ now.
Move out!
And let's go! Oh no, why did that not work? There we go, now it worked. So we don't have any blueberries here anymore. Means we either got wiped out or something, I don't know. Okay. Undo our headset, and... Okay, if that guy up in that tower isn't dead, I'm gonna be marginally upset. Marginally upset. Okay. Don't see anybody. Let's... Woo! Where would that have been? We do have a blueberry. Oh, no. Let's go get us a kill. We're gonna wait right here. Wait right here and see what's what. Who is this anyways? Not Walla. Right here. Faction chat, where are you? How did he see me? I guess when you're inside of this, you don't lay down. I don't think you can lay down. Let me just see. No, wait, it kept me laying down. Odd. That was very odd, that one. Can I not message him? I guess not. Oh, maybe that... Okay, well, let's do this again. Wait, it wasn't... Yeah. Like that, I think, right? That goes on the arm, that goes on that goes on that. Yep. Okay, let's get some quads, the Lancer, that, and that. That'll work good enough. Okay, so we've got that set up. I guess let's build another one of these. Fuck, that's annoying, though. Gonna need a razor. I think that's all there. 30 mil rings. No, not the Ultima. This one. Okay. I think it's the M-lock that I can put. Let's do that. Get those. Get that. Get this handguard, the buttstock, the buffer tube, the upper. There. Okay, put this all back together. Buffer tube, buttstock, barrel. Install that. Put that on the rings. Put that on top. Gas block. Oh yeah, the stupid grip. It's the angled foregrip. There we go. What's that? Laser. Okay. Where can I put it? I guess just on the front sight again? Damn, that sucks. And then... I mean... We'll just load up FMJ, I guess. Something like that, I think. And then the last thing is meds. Make sure that we're topped up here. There. And painkillers. Lab rat, I need painkillers. Thank you. Okay, and now let's not go back exactly here. Let's go.
Roger. Raven is in the air and heading to base camp.
Let's go there, I guess. Okay. Tactical device. It's got an IR. Good enough. Good enough. Let's go.
Raven here. Ready to head out. Ready up. We're taking off.
That way, sir. Okay, let's make sure that these actual literal children are behaving. I'm just trying to pay attention to the Discord as well so I can get any little piece of info. Any little bit, you know? I was kind of hoping for a key this time, but I guess I didn't get in, so... is what it is. Let's just double check here. Everything else is looking good. Okay. We're gonna try one more time. Going to Port Nerith. My tasks anyways. I don't really care terribly much at the moment about the tasks, but because they're all gonna get wiped here in a hot minute. Probably, I'm hoping Wednesday, but we'll see. We'll see.
Approaching the LZ. 1 minute.
Another helicopter. And it wasn't friendly. And it was not friendly.
Get ready. 30 seconds.
Yeah. That's okay. Next time, when point 4 drops, I have a feeling I'm gonna get it then. I'm gonna get in the early stuff in 6 months.
Go, go, go!
Okay. Let's tuck in and hopefully not die this time. It's a good tip there, Ginger. I'll see what I can do about that. It's a good idea. What I use, I'm not gonna say what I'm doing, but I'm doing what I'm saying. Okay, message. Hmm. Okay, message could not be delivered. This is usually because don't share server with the recipient or the recipient is blah blah blah. Okay, let me just change this to something real quick. Just bear with me, folks. I'm trying to do a thing here. Allow DMs, allow message requests. Okay, let's try this again here. Let's try this again here. Retry. Nope, still didn't work. Well, I sent the person a friend request. Hopefully that person gets said friend request in a timely manner. And I can, like... You guys know. You guys know. Okay. Okay. Let's turn that on, and... I don't think I've ever actually picked my way down here. I've only ever kind of gone around and such. So, I don't know if I'm gonna fall to my death. Oh. That looks dangerous. That looks like an ankle breaker. Okay. We might have to go around, actually. Might have to go around for sure. Set that back up. Okay. We're back now. What way do I go to get down here? Probably this way is better. Probably this way is better. That bird is kind of crazy sounding. Oh yeah, there's a trail here and everything. Okay. This makes sense. This makes way more sense. I wonder if there's shit going on down here at this garbage dump, though. There is shit going on at the garbage dump. Okay. Well, that went lights out. Is there more? Is there more? Okay. Well, we fucked him up. Okay, where was this first guy? Right here? Take that for now. Let's see. What do you got in there? FMJ? Whatever. It's ammo, so we'll take it for now. Chuck that there. We'll rip the grip off of this, just anticipating that we might get a bigger backpack at some point, or a better rifle. Let's pick our way out across. And pick this guy up. He'll have FMJ too, I bet. Yeah. So we'll keep what we got for now. Let's grab the sight, though. There we go. Min-max the dollar values here. Okay, so now, what is in these places? Basically nothing. And this night vision monocle gets in the way at times. Nothing there. Anything in here? Some coffee. Right, it's not center. I gotta remember that. And pop that open. FN dump key. I wonder if it spawns anywhere or if it's just on the duders. Okay, let's turn that laser off. Keep our light discipline to a good standard here. Now, what's going on here? Is there anybody along the roads? Are there any men up along here? Doesn't appear so. Let's get across the road. Okay, we're coming up to the entrance here. Should be seeing some dudes right away. Should be seeing dudes right away here. It's I can't believe I missed that. Oh my god, get around this body. Holy smokes. Okay. Well, I fudged that up. Type shit. Okay. He's dead now. Man, that sucked, because now people know I'm here. Yeah, that's somebody. Okay, I think they dropped. They dropped. It's just FMJs, so it's not the best ammo. That's for damn sure. Okay. Let's reload this bitch again. I really hope they do a mag packing in the future still. Okay, where's this first guy dropped? I want his stuff. Where are you, sir? Thought you were over here. Okay, this is dumb. This is dumb. Why am I running around like this? Okay. I heard that. Okay, we're gonna swap this. Drop that, take that, unload that, unload that. Oh, yeah, there's the stuff right there. Okay, in anticipation, let's get rid of that. Bombs, we'll take bombs all day. I don't really need that, though. Ah! What just happened? That's crazy talk. Oh my gosh. What just happened there? Let me just do a quick, super quick little thing here. Oh, god damn. Let's do this again. Okay, this time though, we'll buy those. Get some of that going on. And now, artisan. Hook me up, girl. Hook me up. Jam mags are these. I want 2 of them. 2 extras. Where's the other one? There we are. Good enough for there. Let's get rid of that as well. Since we're here, this can go into the ammo case. Guess we'll check that onto there. I mean, realistically, we could just sell all this stuff. Well, I'm going to keep this. We'll shove that in there. And right there. Let's see if we can't get that stuff back.
Exfil confirmed. Raven en route to base camp.
You know what? It's because I didn't do this. For good luck. For good luck.
Raven, wheels down and ready to load. Strap in, we're heading out.
Yeah, we're heading that way. Heading out that way. Let's go. Guess I don't need that canted. It's kind of a weird look. Down the side. Okay, let's try and get this particular M4 back though, because that just kind of felt bad. Around the corner and I'm just like, he fucked me up good. He got me in a right nasty way. Getting on to 4:30 a.m. So daylight's coming. Should be a lot easier for me. Haven't been to Tiger Bay to get any new 31s. I didn't play all weekend, so. Stream is running nice and smooth. I'm getting lots of... All my numbers seem good.
We're getting close. 1 minute.
Something doesn't quite seem just right, though. Is the quality good and everything still? I just got a warning saying that things weren't sending proper.
Approaching the LZ. 30 seconds.
Got buddies over at Sawmill, I guess. Okay, we can actually see now.
Spread out.
Let's get going around this way. Run, 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 run. Ears. Should be able to basically run forever heading down the hill here. Okay, so we do have the arch key. I don't want that key, just because I'm curious. What is in the dump key? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Suppressed weapons, so we definitely still have enemies in the area. We're off that way. So let's get going up here. Oh, are there more over that way too? Sounds like. Yep. 100% there. Got him. Okay. Let's quickly do this. There we are. Not that guy. Not that guy. Come on. No. That guy. No. That guy. No. Is it this guy? It is. Okay. Unload. We'll just take it. We'll take it. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I just need to get inside here. Okay, that's not inside. You can chuck that there, put that there. Unload, unload, drop, drop. Kind of like that. Sure. We'll call that a day. Oh, type shit, type shit. How am I getting in and where am I getting in? Uh-oh. That was too many voices. Too many voices. Yeah. Okay, let's fall back. Let's get out. Let's get out. Let's get out. Oh my god. Woo! Okay, quick. And sure. This'll work. Okay. Health. What happened? Broke her arm. Good shit. Light wound, light wound, light wound, light wound. That'll all heal itself. Stop your bitching now. I'll drop that. Since we have it, we'll do this. Okay. Unload that one as well. And throw that in there like that. This'll work. This'll work. Okay. Now let's try this again. There is a guy up there. Go good night, sir. Go good night. Okay. Now we can get back in there. Anything good here? Nope. Okay, I know this tower guy was causing me the most grief. Where's the rest of them, though? Where is the rest of the story? Good night. Good night. Okay, let's unload this, unload this. I still don't have a big enough backpack, so we'll take the Piliad. That. Unload that. What was that? 762? Oh, it's PS ammo. Okay. Right, it's the 15s, not the 19s that I'm gonna want. Okay, let's see. What can we see from here? You can see that it almost whizzed by my noggin. Okay. There he is. Dead. What is going on now? Okay, this is a bad spot to be in general, so let's get, uh-oh. What was he bitching about? What was he bitching about? Can I get inside here? No. Can I get inside here? No. Oh, damn, that was the beret boy. Okay, we're gonna take that. Gonna drop that, take that. Okay, let's quickly hide. Okay, that's not a good spot. Oh god. Yeah, you're gonna let me get away. Okay, what do we got in here? First, we'll detach that. Unload, unload. Drop this. It's some 545 stuff, eh? What's this? Laugh dog tag. Okay. I don't care about the quads. Now, I'm scared of the dudes shooting out the windows here. There we are. Okay, reloading now. We'll do that there. Okay, so now I've got FMJ, but one round of 855. Back. How's it going, Sloth? Okay, it's these again. I can't remember. It is these. Beautiful. 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 Okay. Let's rip the sight off of this. Want that. We just want that. There we are. Kind of like that. Oh, better double check here. Unload that. We'll take that. Okay. Now, you, sir. Did not die. Oh, no. Okay, let's double check this guy. Beautiful. Woo! Okay. Unload that. Unload that. We'll do that for now. Unload. Oh, yeah. Take all that. Unload. Take the bomb. Eat the beans. Take the scope, of course. Don't need the magazine. Don't need the helmet. Okay. And that. And that. Take the optic. Ooh, credit card. Okay, now we'll do this. Getting some of this 855 stocked up. Let's work around the backside here. Kind of like that. There we are. Okay. Well. Now let's go searching. Now let's go searching. Let's get some goodies if we can. No, you die, you fucking beach. Oop. No, can't get in there. Man. Whew. Okay, that can't open. That can't open. That opens with a key. No, you die. Bathroom? Nah, key doesn't work either. Okay. Mm-hmm. I think he's inside of there. Yeah, I don't see him outside. Let's see if we get a better angle at him here. This room looked like it was quarantined. No. What just happened? Why am I hurt? No, really, why am I hurt? It's nothing to be hurt. Like, it's nothing there. I don't think I'm bleeding, am I? I guess we'll bandage, I get... I don't know. You think so, sir? Okay, dude died right on these stairs here. Let's quickly. I don't want the 74U.
Asshole, stop there and start fighting like a man.
No, you start fighting like a man. Sick. That was 3 of them. Or? Okay, let's just do this in peace now. Guess we'll take that. Take that, we'll use that. I think there was a sniper in the tower? Was that what I was getting shot at from over here? I think so. I think so, but I'm not positive. Unload that. It's 545. Whatevs. Not big enough, okay? No, you die, you fucker. This is 545, right? Oh, I'll take that, though. Okay, that guy's kind of in the open, and I don't like it. So we're not gonna loot him. Leave him be. Ooh, stairs. Let's go up the stairs. Wonder if I'm gonna hear any PvP. Okay, Sniper Man is not in his tower. I don't know. Room's tossed. I have no idea what's in all of these rooms. Locked door, okay. Let's see, are you locked as well? Probably not. I think this is the bathroom? Yep. Nothing good. Nothing in the cooler. Nothing laying in the showers. And another locked door. Okay. Let's keep on working our way. Okay, that sucked. Nah, trust me, bro. No, trust me, you ain't getting this. There we are. Okay. That's taken care of. Now, why am I hurt? I don't understand that. And I'm out of painkillers too. Okay. So I guess my guy's just gonna bitch for the rest of this particular deployment. We do have to kind of cross the courtyard here. Right there. Anyone else? Anyone else want this smoke? Okay. Let's go. Okay. Now we're back over here. Let's get some more 5.56 and another optic. Some more 5.56. There we are. Okay. Do I chance that guy? I think I chance him. Unload, unload. Chuck that there. Unload. Take the cash. Okay, let's get inside if we can. Oh, let me in. There we are. Okay, okay. I don't think I've ever been inside of this building. I usually don't come here, so... Come on, open up. There we are. Oh, there's a good view on that entrance. This is kind of a ratty spot, this. Okay, let's look for painkillers while we're here. Supply closet. Utility room. Small suture kit, we'll take it. Operating room. Kind of spooky. Hey, Moxie Flocks. That is penicillin. Man, just shut the fuck up, would you? Please, just be quiet. Okay, that door is locked. This open? Hey, Adam Scott Game. I appreciate the raid, good sir. I appreciate the raid. Thank you very much, man. What a thing. I can't see what that, thanks for the follow as well, man. I had moments like that today. Poor sad. I mean, it is kind of a little sad, but it is what it is, right? Okay. Let's get some of this razors. What a time to come in. Right when I get wasted like that. Amazing. I feel great. Hopefully your raids were pretty good there today, though. Hopefully you made some money. Are you excited for the wipe coming up and everything like that? I know I am. I'm very excited for it. Let's get this all tucked back away. Like that. We'll throw the credit card in there for now as well. Ditch that stuff, and yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Let's go back there. So we know we can come pretty well straight into the infirmary, and the guy that shot me was probably in this area.
Raven, wheels up for base camp.
I lost a 308 that I found in MS today. Yeah, I am. Oh, man. A 308 is awesome. A 308 is awesome. But to lose it, that's not awesome. I feel bad. I should get at least another magazine. No. Character. Yes, clear the cart. There we go.
Raven on station and ready to pick
I
you
usually
up.
just sell the 308s
Get ready,
personally.
we're moving out.
But, like, it's such a good weapon at the same time. Surge Ingy coming in with the hype. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I wanted to give it away, Adam. Ah, man. I mean, yeah. It's kind of that time in the season, right, where nobody really cares about money and just like, here, have some gear. Go have fun kind of thing. I like these end of wipe times. Now, hopefully I can just run in and get my body. Soon, once I started shooting a little bit there, I think the enemy team got killed somewhere. Because I didn't hear any more suppressed shots after a short while, so. I main a Mosin S with default scope, or 3.5 or 5 times. Aw, man. So the SVDs must be pretty exciting, shooting the same round. But not bolt action. Maybe? I mean, it's one of those things, right? I don't know, I love the SVD because it's just drippy, right? Like it's got that look to it. But the Mosin, I mean, classic. Can't go wrong with the Mosin. It's that nice fat 7.62x54R cartridge.
Get ready. 1 minute.
If the wear is like the current M700, it will be hard to want to use it. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't and I'm not in the .3 playtest right now to know. I do know I don't really use the M700 often because it just... I don't know, I never found that it was easy to maintain. Like, it's an expensive rifle, and it just... Yeah, just... The math didn't quite add up for using the M700. It's not that it's bad, it's just expensive for what you get, right?
Move out!
Alright, so... we might run into dudes down here at the dump again. I don't know if we've been around for long enough that they respawned. The Mosin is more consistent. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree. Especially, yeah, it's just consistent all around compared. Okay, I don't see body. So, yeah. Dunk. Oh, he got a shot off at me. He got me. Okay, we're gonna start gathering that up. Where'd the other guy go? Was here. Got him there. Got him there. Why am I blind? Did it really just disappear like that? I'm currently a PvE main, maybe I'll PvP after the wipe. Right on. Nothing wrong with that at all. I'll sometimes give my bros some shit about joining PvP, or PvE, rather. But, it's not actual resin, you know how? You know, like, it's just for fun. Giving them some healthy ribbing. Man, where did that other body go? That was weird. Probably had the key I wanted. Am I feeling... Fuck! God damn it! Okay, we're gonna try a different spot, I guess. Let's go ahead and build us a new rifle. Sure. Okay. Boom. Boom. We'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take that. That. Okay, that's all there. It's okay. What is the full cost? That's what I'm just kind of looking at here right now. I think that's all the parts. Scope. Everything except for a laser and a light on here. You know, I'm probably going to want a light, so let's do that. And I totally forgot to look. Let's just rewind real quick. $6,492. So, it's not cheap, but it's a lot of fun. I'll just throw the parts on. Buttstock, grid. There. Okay. Can I put this underneath bottom front? Yes, I can. Beautiful. Okay. Now, did I bring enough 855 back to fill these mags? Let's unload those. Good enough. Cool, and I have a full stack otherwise. So... Oh, not complete. What am I missing? Gas system. Forgot the gas block. Sheesh. Yeah, it's not cheap. There. Now we're rocking. Now we are rocking. Okay, so we've got all that now. Armor. We'll grab that. That. Yeah, that'll work. Face mask. Going to a different area, so... A belt. So $2,000 for that, and then lab rat. Let's get one of everything I need here. I think I've got stuff in there to... I was hoping I would have another one of those, but that's fine. This is fine. This is alright. Just a backpack now. Do I take a backpack with me? Probably. I'll take this one. There, let's throw that in there. What do I got in there? I mean... It's a better rig, right? Okay, and now... That's the one I want. Because I want to go to Tiger Bay next. So let's go to Tiger Bay next. How much did we spend so far? $35,000 on weaponry so far. Amazing. And the server is pretty well dead. Awesome.
Roger, Raven.
Let's go there. Have you tried the front armor that the AI wear? The 6B23? Yeah. It stops a lot of rounds. It's really good. But you have like 0 side protection and do not turn your back on them. But you can get some bigger chest rigs and stuff for it, so it does work out.
Raven here, ready to head out. Ready up, we're taking off.
As long as you take your time and keep things to the front and everything, then it works out pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to a different area. We're gonna go and try and get ourselves some kind of town battles instead of Fort Nerith stuff. Same quality of AI at least, but I tend to do a little bit better in a town than a military base.
Approaching the
I don't know
LZ.
why.
1
I
minute.
just always have. Let's go flying.
Get ready. 30 seconds.
Let's see, can we spot anyone running through the sugar? Nope. What about the rice? Nope. No one laying down. I'll try to take the whole area with the Mosin. Do it. That'd be a challenge, honestly. Like, no sidearm at all. Just straight up the Mosin.
Go, go, go!
I have. That's pretty skillful. The rate of fire on the Mosin is not like the M4s. Without third-party aim. Lol. Third-party aim? What do you mean? I'm unsure what you mean by third-party aim. So we got dead AI here. So that means somebody's around. We'll take that. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really holding my breath for the bees over here. I thought I heard footsteps, but unsure. When a program aims for the player. Oh, yeah, cheating. Fuck them wizards. I hate wizards. Wizards are the bane of every fucking existence of these kind of games. I will report them every time. Every single time. Okay, now, what's the container look like? Yeah, man, wizards got spells. The wizards got them spells, man. Yeah, the door's open over there. Damn, that sucks. Okay, let's see. Can we spot them, maybe? Are they around? They can't be too far. They cannot be too far here. Wait, is this a PMC? No. But that chopper did just land. see anyone in there. Oh, no, come on. Pop it open, let's go. Okay. Pop it open, let's go. And... not friendly. Okay, I have a feeling I'm about to get ran up on in here. So we're just gonna quickly get what we can. Let's throw that bomb right there. Uh-oh. When things start disappearing, you know it's getting kind of serious here. Means the container might reset right away. But it also means the AI might reset right away too, so... Cool, I'm about to hit a spawn wave here. What was that? Where that is, actually. Man, the cockroaches. Not a fan. Let's grab some of these MREs. Ooh, really have to use the washroom, too. Okay, these did reset by the looks. So we're gonna throw this RPC on. The Elite 4 is better, though. Okay. Okay. What's in here? MP5, DD grip, couple of 60 rounders. Let's throw a 60 rounder in. What do we got? FMJs. M80, M62. Okay. I don't have that key yet. Let's hang out and wait for a minute. See if we can get anybody. I should have closed that door. I should have closed that door. Okay, we're gonna hang tight for a second. This is a nice view. Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, you get that nice okay. What's going on over here? I guess there's a bunch of updates and a lot of different games coming up. So, if you're a fan of Arma, RHS just recently did some updating, I guess. If you're a fan of Tarkov, they just had a big patch. If you're a fan of Grey Zone, there's stuff incoming on that. This helicopter just flew by. You know what? You know what? Let's do this. And this and this. There we go. It's a little bit nicer now. Chuck that stuff up there. Chuck that in there. We've got AIs behind me to the right. A55 in the magazine. Beautiful. That's good enough for now. Good enough for now. More coming in. Come on, I want to see it. I want to see it so bad. So what's this anyways? Handguard rail? Looks like. I wonder, can I attach things to it? Probably, but not at the moment. Let's take a sip of this cola, I guess. Getting a little thirsty. Just gonna wait here for a hot minute. See if anybody comes. What's the rest of the map looking like? Still the only one from Lemang on. Okay. We'll see what happens here. We definitely have people coming in and stuff, so... Did we hear anybody? Thought I heard footsteps over there. Probably AI. All this little moving that I'm doing doesn't help. Wonder how many trees can speak at the moment. Uh-huh. Okay. We do have people. Where would that be? My guess is they came in here and they're working up this way. Come on. Which means... This means that this here piece of cheese will have gathered up all of the cheese from along the pier here. So as soon as I see somebody in there, let them go in and then catch them on the way out. Come on, you piece of cheese. Let's go. Get on in there. Get on in there. He might have died. I know if I try to get out of here, I'm gonna have people behind me. Ugh, excuse me. Gonna have people behind me for this. Come on, it's fine. You can... Come on. Just go get it. Just fall into the rat trap here. There's definitely AI walking around me at the moment. Just keep glancing down at the Discord over here. There seems to be consensus that we're about to get the 0.3 release date very soon. Some people think it'll be the 22nd. Some folks, maybe not so much. I hope so too, because this preview period is kind of, I don't know, feels weird. Just the way that they did this whole portion of the campaign. Like, I get it. I understand their reasoning, but it does leave a bad taste in the mouth. So, I'm sure they'll learn from it, and who knows? I don't have access to the sales numbers or anything like that. It could have been a wild success, and we wouldn't know as consumers. So, who knows? I don't have access as well. Yeah. There's a few people that didn't get access. Few of the content creators. And then others that did get access and that I don't necessarily agree that they should have. So, it's a PvP update for sure. Yeah, absolutely is. I think PvP was a lot of what was missing for like streamers and stuff, getting into the action, getting things excited and exciting and all that kind of stuff. So it's more enjoyable to watch for sure with the PvP. As far as playing though, I mean, it is what it is. It's a lot of fun to play. Definitely more fun to play than watch. But a lot of people, they don't really like that PvP aspect because realistically, there could be a sniper guy sitting way off in the bush there. And just like I'm holding this angle here, he's just waiting for me to do that. And then pop goes my head. And some people don't like that. Suppress shot to the left. And a voice liner. So he is probably in the camp and shooting across. He's making his way here. A little piece of cheese is crawling up to this container. I can't wait for the story update. Honestly. The one, if you look at the roadmap, there's all the pictures, right? The one I'm most excited for after this PvP update is, you're hardcore. Yeah, I am. I grew up playing Arma and Daisy and stuff like that as far as, like, my PC gaming career. So, it's a lot of fun for me. Okay, this could be bad. Can't open this door, right? Okay, good. But the update that has the picture of the book, I think it's called Dark Revelations. That's the one I'm most excited for, the storyline. I grew up playing NES, Super Mario Brothers, Sega Genesis, Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, like I did too when it comes to like my younger years and stuff before PC gaming was really big. But once I started playing PC, it got like I think my first console ever was an Atari 2600 way back in the day. But that was my kid gaming career. My actual, like, once I've refined my tastes and everything, the hardcore shooters all the way. Well, buddy over to my left, he for sure heard those shots, so. Cover's blown. Unfortunately. Holy shit. Okay. That was a little crazy. Woo. Okay. Liquor. Candy is dandy. Liquor is quicker. Okay, I would like all of your keys, good sirs. Okay. Close that. And let's get back in position here. Nice. Yeah. Running out of ammo slightly. Not super impressed by that, but that's okay. We're about to get a nice piece of cheese here. Can I crouch down even lower? No, I can only go up from here. I still think they're over at the UNLRA refugee camp. Damn it. Damn it. Let's eat some... What's it look like? Spaghetti? Maybe? I don't know. Looks kind of gross. Swig back another third of this liter of cola. Fucking goddamn liter of cola. See if you guys know that reference. Think this other guy over here knows? Maybe. Snapping shots off this way. I think he's waiting for me to make a move. We just gotta outpatient this piece of cheese. Wait for the roaming loot box to show up right there. Come on, loot box, let's go. Oh, he's throwing bombs. Dang. It's getting serious over there. So I'm pretty sure he is like in this general area. Plus or minus. Now he's in here. Hold. Where are you? You don't think I can't find you in this country? Okay, I'm off to bed, man. Have a great day and stream. Alright, Adam. Thank you very much for the raid again. I appreciate it, as well as the follow. Thanks for hanging out as well. This is a good time. I think I hear footsteps now. Oh, I forgot. What'd you forgot? Aimbot raid. Did I get him? Think I got him. Hell yeah. Okay, let's get this in there. Oh yeah, weapon. Shit. Okay, well, let's do this. I'll take that stuff. Okay. I have to heal quick. Use that. Nice job. Hell yeah. He's mad. 100% he's mad. He should have been listening, though, to the other shots and stuff. Okay, so we got a medium wound. Let's do some liver surgery here. What did we get out of this deal, anyways? Put the ring down here. FMJ can go up there. Load. Okay, now band-aid. Okay, so let's do that. I think that's all of the... Okay. Finish loading this up, and we'll do something like that. We don't need these, so we'll drop that, we'll drop that, we'll drop that. That's all looking pretty good enough. Okay, I think that's the best we're gonna do there. We're healing. Now, let's get... Not that. Ah! Amazing. Love it. Well, we got a kill, though. We did get a kill. So, I'm pretty okay with that. Where was he, though? He was outside? To my right, I think. But I'm gonna take a little bit of a break here for the moment. And, well, I just really need to use the washroom. I've had to use the washroom for like 10 minutes now. So, I shall be back. Okay, we're coming back. We're just gonna switch gears a little bit here, real quick. I've heard a thing. I've got something queued up here. We've got videos coming in from different content creators. So let's just take a watch on this one. I've got this one queued up. I heard that it was a bit of a doozy. Don't know if y'all heard of Big Fry, but he's a content creator on YouTube. He tends to have takes that I absolutely do not agree with. Personally, I think he's got a lot of negativity and just generally more a detriment to a lot of communities than he is a positive, but he's got a huge reach. So let's just watch what he thinks of the 0.3 update, the 0.3 update, and get a little bit of a react going here. So I suppose I should turn on the browser audio here. And let's just check some sound.
All right, what's
here.
going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Big Fry, and I've had a lot of people ask me to give my opinions on the newest update for Gray Zone Warfare titled Winds of War. It's their 0.3 update that brings in a lot of different features to the game, and I'll be honest, from all the conversations I'm seeing from the developers and articles being written, this is the turning point for Gray Zone Warfare.
So, new features. We're getting the cops with the combat outposts, so tons of PvP. We're getting weather, amazing atmospherics. There's going to be updated bots, so the AI is going to be updated. We've got 4 new weapons, like 80 new parts. We're getting different combat zones that pop up on the map that shows people sort of where action is taking place. There's whole new huge map updates. Plus there's a lot of systems that are being implemented slowly and piece by piece. So things like the weather, we're going to get eventually moon cycles. We're going to get like flooding rivers and flooding fields and stuff like that. A lot of this is all like step 1 in this particular update. So it's a lot coming.
They're no longer wanting to call this game an extraction shooter. They're calling it a
They never called it an extraction shooter.
Yes, with emphasis on PvP and faction warfare engagements over focusing on the PvE side of things.
Not true. Not true, Big Fry. What it is this update is focusing on PvP because that's what the community asked for. The rest of the updates are purely PvE stuff.
With this update, it brings in a new combat outpost system, or cops, that as faction members, you can go out, you can capture a cop, and you can control it, which gives you access to, it's essentially a forward operating base.
Yes.
So while you're out in the field doing quests and completing missions, you can, instead of having to go all the way back to base to hand in tasks, to grab, to go and restock at a vendor, if you control a close by cop, you can just go there and essentially it functions the same as if you were back at HQ. So it keeps you out in the field longer. It keeps you moving around the map a lot more often, and it gets rid of all of the downtime that players were finding riding helicopters back and forth. It's a lot more tight-knit, and there's a lot more areas of operation. And the cool thing about it is it creates a lot more PvP scenarios because
it does. So what the cop system is going to do is it's going to kind of bring down a lot of the helicopter riding from the base all the way across the map and stuff like that. Can spawn at any of your outposts that your faction has captured. So there's a lot going for this cop system.
Because a rival faction can go close to your main HQ and start capping all of the cops that you guys have, and then you have to fight over that to control those, and it creates a more PvP-centric environment for the player.
Love it.
Now, I had a chance to play this update over the weekend and kind of get my thoughts on the current state of Gray Zone Warfare with this update. I want to preface this by saying this is not sponsored, and I also want to preface this by saying the update that we were able to play.
It is sponsored, though. They're sponsoring him not with money, but with access. So that's disingenuous, Big Fry. That is very disingenuous. You've got access that other people don't have, and that there is a form of sponsorship.
We were given boosted accounts with a ton of gear, a ton of money, so it created a PvP-centric scenario where we could just go to a cop.
They gave you an end game scenario.
Kit out,
They gave the testing and end game scenario where all of the vendors are unlocked and maxed out. The only things that you couldn't buy in the vendors was things that were task related. So like if you wanted to purchase a certain type of ammo and you haven't done that task yet, it just wouldn't be available for you.
Get, you know, the best helmets, the best night vision, the best guns, all the ammo we needed, and go back out. They created a PvP-centric experience for content creators to show off. I say this to say I don't know how this is going to feel when the update comes out. There was no sense of like having to grind missions, level up, and do any of that stuff. We were just basically given everything to experience what this cop system is like.
So yes, they wanted to showcase the combat outposts and how those work while avoiding spoilers from the updated stories. So of course they're going to give you all of that kind of stuff. But they also did not prevent anybody from doing any of the new mission tasks, any of the new, all of that kind of stuff. So again, disingenuous, Big Fry.
And I gotta say, I fucking hated it. Like, I'm just gonna be completely honest.
Disingenuous.
At Endgame, with a bunch of content creators that are looking to create PvP-centric content and talk about this new update, it felt like I was playing a very, very large-scale Battlefield conquest. We would capture a cop point,
It was endgame
we would
stuff,
move on to
Big
the
Fry.
next one, and by the time we got to the next one, there was an enemy faction that was grabbing the one that we just did. So it just became, we're just running back and forth between these cops, capping points, killing players, and that is really about it. The game,
I don't think he normally plays this game at all. I think he just doesn't quite understand the draw to this game and how absolutely gorgeous it is. And yes, while people were focusing on the PvP during this playtest, that was kind of the point of this playtest.
gameplay loop I don't think works with the way that Gray Zone has been promoted as a persistent long-term game where you're in the world. There's no like extracting and going back to the main menu. You basically just go back to either a cop or your main HQ. But it just felt like they wanted to really promote PvP engagements without actually thinking about the longevity of what it means to capture these points. One of my main criticisms here is that if I capture a cop with 4 or 5 of my faction members and we're there and we establish a line of defense,
Listen to this point.
AI spawn there and they're easily taken out by a rival faction, and then we can just lose that point like nothing. I wish that the developers would make it like, if this gets captured, there is a cooldown for being able to attack and take the point back. So
I disagree here on the cooldown. However, I do agree watching some of these streams and stuff that it was really quick to flip them. So my opinion is, instead of it being difficult to take back, so to speak, that this cooldown is implemented with the little computer. So like you approach the computer and it takes a hot minute. Like it takes a good solid couple of minutes in order for it to fully transfer over. And that, I think, would be a better system. As it is now, it is a little bit quick. I will concede that point.
So at the very least, it feels like your captures actually mean something and you're actually establishing a foothold in the region. There needs to be some sort of cooldown system so that it's not just back and forth, capture the flag like it is right now. Like I said, this is me going off of a test that isn't really indicative of what the update is going to be like, or maybe it is. We just don't know yet.
We do kind of know, though, Big Fry. I'm glad that you said that about qualifying that this is just a test, but this gives us a sort of a preview of what the end game loop might look like, or somebody who wants to focus on the cop system, what it could look like if you're focused hard on it. Don't forget, the tasks still exist. The other POIs still exist. Everything that was in the game already is still there. And it's improved on. So, I feel like he's being very disingenuous with the first 4.5 minutes so far. The last 10 seconds, so it's pretty much the only time he's been a little bit honest.
Another major issue that we ran into, the developers were all in my chat watching this happen live. They claim that it's a bug, but I actually think that this is just something that was completely missed on the design of how this gameplay mode works. When you go to capture one of these cops, there is a computer in the middle of the area that you click, and it takes about 8 to 10 seconds to capture the point for your team. The problem is if you walk in there with like 5 or 6 of your fellow faction members, they can just keep spawning there, you know,
Yes.
and you have to obviously get to the computer. But what we ran into was we were approaching a point in which I saw a couple of AI kind of walking outside, and then people just spawned there with knives, ran up to us, and just chopped us down. They were just little Bambis with hatchets from Tarkov running through the forest in the middle of the night, knifing us, and we spawn at the closest cop. We move.
So he is disingenuous here because this is a bug. As far as I understand, in the Discord, if somebody is on the cop, you shouldn't be able to spawn there if it's being capped. That's what I gathered from, I think it was 2 dev streams ago. I might have to go and dig for that clip, but this is a bug, what he's talking about, not a gameplay oversight.
Move back there, and then they just keep spawning and spawning until you run out of ammo, and there's nothing you can do. You have to be able to make it to the computer, and even then, like, if you're in the area, I feel like it should prompt, like, this point is being attacked, and you're not able to spawn directly on the fucking point. It's funny, I make the comparisons to it feeling like Conquest from Battlefield. Battlefield doesn't even do that. You're not able to spawn on the point that's currently being attacked.
Right, because this is actually a bug. Like, the developers told you this, Big Fry, and you're ignoring the developers and still putting your opinion as if it's fact. Like, come on, dude.
So I don't know if it's a bug. I don't know if it's just an oversight of design, but like, I don't know, man.
Small little detail that I just noticed over here in the corner. There is a new timer limit on how long you can speak in game VoIP for. Previous to this, it's only 15 seconds, but I just noticed a 30-second timer.
I was playing the update, and I was just like feeling very directionless from the development team. Like, they have this system, it's a PvP centric system, they're changing direction, but every step of the way as we were playing through it, I was sitting here thinking like, oh, it just didn't seem like you really thought this one out. It feels more like Battlefield than something that like you'd actually want persistent long-term, you know, kind of gameplay with. That didn't feel like they really thought that out. And then the being able to spawn on the point, they didn't really feel like they thought that out. It feels kind of half-cocked from the dev team. Now, some things I do like about this game right now is the fact that performance seems to be a lot better across the board for every.
It's not just seems to be, it is better. there's might as, I love that you're getting more than 20 frames per second, brother. Because, hot damn, I did not know how you played on this thing before.
Everybody who was in this test. One thing I did notice, the major performance issue, is if you're injured and you're using the picture-in-picture and scopes, my performance was tanking from over 100 FPS down to under 30 when I have that injured like post-process effect on my screen while using the scope picture-in-picture system. It essentially became unfucking playable. But other than that,
I personally, out of all the streams that I've watched so far, didn't notice crazy frame drops on people's PIP scopes with the injured thing. That could just be his system. If it's there, though, that is kind of a bit of a bug, and I'm sure there could be optimizations done.
That I never ran into a lot of performance issues. I was obviously having to use DLSS. You do notice a lot of the times when you're looking at the foliage long range, there are a lot of, again, those generated frames, and you can see it, and it kind of muddies the visuals a little bit. But for the most part, I'm happy that I can run this game at around like 90 to 110 FPS consistently, which is something I couldn't say before. So the performance is getting better as time goes on. I also really enjoy the weather system that they have in the game. Watching
The weather is absolutely gorgeous. Cannot say enough good things about the weather. It is so nice.
it go from sunny to cloudy, foggy, and then rain, it looks fucking incredible. Gray Zone is one of the best looking FPSs on the market still, and I think it looks good. Now, this is the first time that I've been exposed to the day-night cycle in this game. I never even played the last.
So he never even played point 2. He never even played point 2. That means for the entire last 6 months, he didn't even install this game. Big Fry, what are you even doing? You didn't even have the full context.
Patch, the day-night cycle didn't do anything to move the needle for me. I will say the fact that nighttime lasts an hour on the server and the nods, the night vision goggles that they have in the game right now are absolute fucking ass.
He's never wore night vision before. He has never used night vision before. The night vision in Gray Zone is the most true to life night vision that there has ever been in any video game.
It created an experience that I just didn't want to fucking play. And when I bring that up in the stream and I talk about it, I get hit with the, yeah, but it's realistic. Real night vision doesn't really, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, I get it. Realism is something that these developers definitely want to chase. Totally understand. I think there needs to start being a conversation about realism in video games versus actual, like, usability, viability, and gameplay over realism discussions, because
I think he's wrong here. I think that the realism with the night vision is such a breath of fresh air. I don't want the whole screen with a green filter on it and gamma turned up. That's bullshit. I love that we're looking through with limited field of vision and either grainy or fuzzy or all of that kind of stuff. This is night vision. This is what I like about it. The realism is amazing. And I guess it's a matter of opinion. It's just not his cup of tea, but it's definitely mine. Definitely my cup of tea. I love it, and I don't think that they should change it at all, other than maybe adding quad lenses. So that you get that like center and then the two little windows on. That's the only criticism I have with the night vision, is maybe add a little bit more of it.
because in this game, it is dark as fuck for an hour at a time. Nighttime lasts an hour real time,
Correct.
which means you're either running around in the dark in the forest or you're using night vision that are essentially unusable.
They aren't unusable,
The nighttime
though.
experience for me, and what I want out of an experience like this, is it's honestly just really, really fucking bad.
It's not
now, the
his
one thing I
game.
did like that they added was the armband system. So your faction now has armbands that you can identify when you're
Kind of
looking through
indifferent
scopes
about
long
the
range.
armbands.
If you're looking at an enemy, they don't have any armbands on at all, so you know they're an enemy and you can take them out easier.
So I would have preferred, personally, if there was 3 different colors of armbands, not just blue armbands on friendlies. I would have preferred that Lemang has green, Mithras has blue, and CSI has red, and they're just modeled just different colors on everybody. I think it would have been way easier development-wise. It would have cost less time, and it would have been more realistic, as Big Fry here has already said in this video earlier. The realism thing.
Like that identifier because it helps in engagements. However, I do think we have a compass at the top of our screen. This is just a suggestion. I would love it if when I invited people to a squad, you can have 4 people in a squad. If you could have the green dots on your compass at the top of your screen. So if you're moving in formation and somebody crosses over to your left, you can at the very least keep a little bit of track on your own squad who is around you.
So he doesn't know how to use his eyes and ears, apparently, to and voice and communicate with his squad, I guess. I mean, I don't ever have these issues. I know where my squad is. You can open up the little mini map and see where the squad is.
I know that suggestion is going to be roasted by the realism crowd. I do feel like these games need a little bit of that quality of life to make them more functional and more playable and allow players to execute at a higher level.
See, I think that games like this have a very high skill ceiling. It's not hard. It's not super hard to get into them. Like, you can just jump in, standard first person controls, shoot a few bots. That's easy. That's the simple stuff. But that situational awareness and knowing what's on the battlefield and what's around you, that's where the skills come in. That's where the game is, dude. That's if you all of a sudden start adding HUD elements and different things up here in the top with the compass and all that kind of stuff, I feel like you're going to lose so many people. That would be the death knell, because this maybe not of the game entirely, but it would take something away from Gray Zone, I feel like, by having too much of that kind of information, because a lot of the skills come from being just good with your team.
Especially if you're now wanting to focus more on direct PvP. There needs to be more. The amount of times I have seen somebody shoot a teammate, even with the armbands, even with being able to open your map and look on screen, the amount of team kills in this game is still insanely high.
And that, Big Fry, is a skill issue. 100% it's a skill issue.
High. And I get that you want to strive for a level of realism that a lot of other games don't hit. When it starts to impact gameplay, that's when I have a problem with it. But at the end of the day, the developers have their vision, and I know they do not share that same vision with me, but I don't give a fuck. A lot of people have been asking my thoughts on the game. Those are my thoughts. I love the guys at Madfinger Games. I think they're doing a great job working on this game. That being said, I think that they didn't even...
Holy smokes. I forgot to look here. Look how big this plate 6 is. It's massive.
...fully flesh out the cop system on paper. I don't think they designed it in a way that fits within the design philosophy that is Gray Zone Warfare.
So he didn't listen to the devs at all then, because the devs have stated that every single feature that gets put into the game is iteration 1. There's still so much time left in development. Like, the roadmap goes out to the end of 2027, early 2028, possibly a little bit further, even depending on how things shake up in timelines and stuff. So the fact that he's saying that the feature is garbage before it's even finished, that this is just iteration 1, is disingenuous. Again, Big Fry, quit being disingenuous.
If when you capture one of these cops, it actually is impactful and meaningful and means a lot for your team and establishes a foothold in a region and has a cooldown to where you can attack it or make the...
Notice too, he has no sense on what is good and what is bad. He's got this e-phone up here on the tracker down here. Well, the tracker is like super cheap and it's a quest item only. So like, throw that in your belt, throw that in your plate, whatever. But put the phone down there. Get that money up in there. Like,
the defense is way harder to...
He doesn't even know how to play the game.
So when you do take one of these points, it actually fucking means something, because right now it feels like you're playing Battlefield, which I think directly contradicts the original vision that Gray Zone Warfare had for.
Okay. Crazy span. I'm popping this up here. Let's get this right here. It's Crazy Spaniard. He is also LRI. I'm LRI, brother. LRI's the best. Come on now. Get on Ty's payroll.
For the game. They wanted no raid timers so that the persistence of the world is you can take it at your own pace.
No,
it's
it's all good. It's all good.
More methodical.
I take it you're probably Mithras, aren't you? Dirty Mithras. I'm just bugging.
Your movements around the map actually mean something. Now we're just sprinting from point to point, tactical sprinting through forests to kill AI and take a point and then run back to the one we were just at. And that's the loop. When the update comes out, I want to see how it feels playing as like a normal player and not a boosted fucking creator account.
So he could have done that. He absolutely could have played as a normal player. He could have gone out and started doing tasks with a basic bitch weapon, a tier 1 weapon, and he could have leveled up his whatever and did it properly that way. He could have sold and got rid of all of his gear and then threw the money into the donation bin and let somebody else do that kind of thing. Like, again, he is not... I feel like he takes the piss, personally. He's being very disingenuous with this review.
Because I think that's going to be very, very telling. Maybe I'm completely off here, but all I can do is go off of what they gave us, and what they gave us is not indicative of what the actual update is going to feel like. So when it comes out, this...
And it never was supposed to be indicative of what the update was supposed to be as far as a complete loop. They wanted to showcase the new features. You got to see some of the new features being showcased in their first iterations.
This video might be completely outdated, but as of right now, those are my thoughts on the current state of Gray Zone Warfare Winds of War Update 0.3. I ran into some bugs and other issues, but I don't think that's relevant in an early access title. We're going to run into issues.
I actually really like that he just said that. One of the few things that I agree on with this particular video is bugs and stuff like that shouldn't necessarily be taken into account unless, and I'm going to qualify this with an asterisk, that same bug gets carried through all the way to the 1.0 release. If it's still there at 1.0, then I've got problems. But we are so far off of that it's a non-issue.
We're going to run into the performance stuff. Like it is what it is. I'm not even mad at it. What I want to focus more on during these videos and during these updates is the actual design philosophy, the design, the core gameplay loop systems that they have and that they're putting out for public consumption. And I think right now, based on what I've seen, they're kind of missing the mark. But as always, I want to know what you guys think. If you've played the update, if you've watched other people play the update, what do you think? If you're consuming Gray Zone Warfare content, let me know your thoughts. My name is Big Fry. Thank you guys for watching. Use code BigFry at gamersubs.gg for free shipping.
We'll let him
all
have
this
his
week.
ads. We
And
watched
I'll
this
see you on
video.
the next one.
All right. To sum it up, I don't think he was being very genuine with this. I think he was sort of taking the piss. He didn't understand the game. He hasn't even played it in 6 months. I think this was overall not a good review or indicative of how the game actually is. I would really actually rather everybody were to watch somebody such as Full Throttle DG or Lead Farmer or Good Boy or Tango Papa Delta or any of their videos, XDD Hightower. They've all got videos up, they've all got live streams up, and they're all actually having fun with the game, and they actually know how to play the game. I feel like their opinions are much more relevant in this case because we're in the community and they know what is going on behind the scenes. Like, Big Fry doesn't even show up in the Gray Zone Discord 9 times out of 10. So I think that this wasn't a very good review, and I hope he eats crow in a month and he retracts some of this personally. But we'll see. We'll see. So let's see if there is another one. Let's see. It's good clickbait. It is absolutely amazing clickbait because he gets people, like, what was his, how many people have watched that so far? Almost 6,000 views in 2 hours. So, like, his reach is huge. His reach is massive. I don't think it's very fair in general to Gray Zone for him to say what he said. Personal opinion. Let's see. Who else can we watch an update video of? I should have queued up another one or two here. Let's go with Tactigamer.
This right here is a chart of Gray Zone Warfare. As you can see, it started out very strong.
Can you pause, sir? There we go. And so this is Tactigamer. We're gonna take a look at this. This video, Gray Zone Warfare Wants Your Attention, posted 3 days ago. So let's see what he thinks about this.
This right here is a chart of Gray Zone Warfare. As you can see, it started out very strong. 72,000 people were playing this game. And then it drops. And it stays pretty low, hops up again, and then it drops again after an update.
And this is a normal pattern for early access titles. You'll have a huge push at the beginning, a crazy drop, people put it down while it cooks, essentially. Every update, you'll see a bump, and by the time the full release comes around, you've got a fairly decent and strong, solid, long-term community. It's just the way early access games go.
So, Gray Zone Warfare seems to be an okay game. However, player retention is not there. Fortunately, though, I think that's about to change. My name is Tacti, and I'm on a quest to find the most immersive experiences available on the internet, and this is Gray Zone Warfare.
Hell yeah.
All right, so Gray Zone Warfare is getting ready to update with their Winds of War update.
Okay, I just gotta pause this here. Look at how gorgeous this rain is.
Now, I have early access to it. It starts tomorrow, depending on when
This
you watch
is
this
awesome
video.
too.
It starts the 17th. Okay, I don't know when I'm going to get this video out, but it starts the 17th. Unfortunately,
These are the
I'm going to be on
these views are the cops
vacation.
or whatever.
I decided to take a weekend vacation with my wife because I love her very much. So that takes
Good job,
precedent
Tactigamer.
over this video game stuff.
Absolutely does.
Anyway, it's going to be updating. There's going to be a few new things to it. You know, anybody can add weapons to an update to a game like this.
It's honestly one of the least exciting parts is the weapons. They are super exciting, absolutely, but out of the rest of everything, you know, in comparison to...
Weapons to me are cool. They're very, very cool. I love weapon options. But in this case,
the MP7,
it's
so
not
nice.
really the big deal, right? It's not exactly what people are going to come back for. They don't care if they're rocking a different kind of AK or...
Some people do. Some people care a lot. Some would say too
a
much.
different bolt-action sniper. While those are cool, people aren't going to stick around for that. But what they're really focusing on this time...
Oh my gosh, look at that map change. That is such an awesome looking construction site. That looks like so much fun to push through. And like this hill up here, I could see picking people off down in the bottom. Man, this looks like fun.
Is the PvP experience. I want to expand on that a little bit. Because
Look at this. walking up through here, going like half the squad on one side of the road, the other half on the other side, and just pushing up the highway. That kind of stuff is a lot of fun. Let's rewind a few seconds so we can listen to what Tactic has
Focusing on
to
this
say.
time is the PvP experience. I want to expand on that a little bit because I think that's a very, very important thing that they're adding. And I think
The radio
that chart
station.
is going to look a little bit different. They're also going to add a few things that's going to help level up the immersion of the game. But before we get into that, I want to say if you enjoy this
Look at
content,
those
if you
water
find any of it
effects.
helpful or, you know, like my opinions, give it a like and hit that subscribe button down below to keep up with Gray Zone Warfare and other hardcore tactical shooters.
I mean, you heard the man.
Anyway, Gray Zone Warfare. The development of this game and the emphasis primarily used to be the PvE experience. They initially marketed it as a PvEVP game. So you did have PvP, however, the emphasis was on PvE. It was like a Tarkov experience, right?
I think people look too much into that, the order of letters there. It's a shooter that takes place in an environment where you've got a storyline and everything like that, and there's a chance that you can come up against other players. That's all that means to me.
Right, you have to go to these certain places, you have to complete quests, complete missions, and sometimes you would run up on somebody, you would run across another faction member, and then things might get a little spicy for a very short amount of time, and then things were over, right? You can continue with your quest, or
it's an ebb and flow of
go all the way back to your base, and you'd have
tension
to
release, tension
there,
release, tension
and then
release,
fly back out. So that was kind of the gist of the PvP experience. Sometimes, you know, you could get into some major firefights, but they were pretty few and far in between, right? You had to really go looking for these PvP engagements, from my experience anyway. But
yes, as it stands right now in 0.24, PvP usually takes place in the tier 3 areas or around certain hotspots that players have kind of congregated to. This update, though, is going to change those hotspots, change them away from, I think it's going to change them away from tasking areas and put them onto the cops. And that's a good thing because taskers can go and do their thing or whatever, and while mostly avoiding the hardcore chads, essentially.
I think with these changes, that's going to switch it up a little bit. So here are a couple things that they're going to do, right? On the map, they're going to have what's called cops, or combat outposts. I had to look it up. They're going to have combat outposts. So there's going to be these sections of the maps, or these parts of the maps.
Yes. Okay, so we can see here that the combat outposts have different icons. We've got little ones and we've got big ones. So big ones are going to be Rendezvous, Thor, Stalwart, Toutre, Argonne, Cobra, Eleanor, Mystic, Pershing. These names are different, though. This was a piece of art from a few weeks ago. They have since changed the names inside the game itself. That much I know.
That your team, your faction can capture. So when you capture it, you're able to use those
locations
to,
have
transport
stayed.
gear to as a resupply. Basically, it's going to be a mini. I'll call it a FOB, forward operating. It's going to be like a mini base that you can utilize to gather stuff. To,
pretty much.
I think respawn. We're going to have to see how that plays out, and basically use that to really create a stronghold on a certain part of the map. Because
absolutely, but like we saw in the previous video, it's a little bit quick to be able to take that over. One of the few points I agree with Big Fry about is that it does flip a little quick. I think that when you access the computer at the cops, that you can go up to it and touch it or whatever, but then the whatchamacallit, timer starts and you have to like hold the point for so long. I think that's what worked best.
Because something else that they're going to do is that they're going to show everybody else on the map, at least within the factions, where the engagements are happening. So let's say you've got a teammate out in the middle of Lemang, just doing their thing, just, you know, casual hike, and all of a sudden they get hit with a few bullets, right? A little spot on the map. I believe last time I checked it was 100 meters, but I think it's going to be a little bit further than that. They may change it. This is early.
So these I was worried about, these little circles. right there. I figured that they would be more accurate than they are. They're just inaccurate enough that it doesn't cause any sort of issues as far as tracking down players and stuff like that, from what I've seen. I haven't played it yet. I don't have access to the preview just yet. Otherwise, I would be playing right now, of course. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that these aren't as intrusive as I thought they were gonna be, and the like they show up where they show up or whatever, but you can't exactly track down players as easily as I initially thought you could.
Access, so things are going to change when it comes to this game. But that section of the map is going to light up red so that everybody in both factions can see, hey, something's going down here. There's a gunfight.
That's all
Right,
it says.
you better get here because your teammate needs your help. Now this is going to be interesting to see because one, it's going to tell everybody where to go.
Yes, correct. Exactly. it all it is like a quick little radio. Hey, we got contact, basically, type of thing. Crazy Spaniard, really? Say really? What to? I'm not sure what comment you're referring to.
It's going to depend on where these landing zones are as well, because if you get into a fight where there's, let's say, 3 landing zones around the area, it's going to be very interesting to see how each faction is going to approach the situation if they were to go and approach it at all. Some people may just want to focus on the PvE missions, and that's cool too. Or
Really? You did not get into the preview? No, I never did. I signed up for it, but there's a few of us that didn't get keys for it. Tactigamer is right here, though. Sometimes those circles will draw in more attention than maybe you might want. So it's an exercise of trigger discipline. Do you take that easy shot and take out that other PMC, or do you let him walk on by and not know that you're there? That's part of the game, right? Every choice matters. Every move matters.
they may want to be like, hey, let's finish this mission and then go. So, they may come a little bit later. It's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out, but the emphasis is still going to be there. And I think one of the things that this is going to do is create a lot of fun.
Quite a sight.
PvP, in my opinion, is it's the fun aspect of first-person shooters. More people like PvP than just plain PvE.
This is facts. This is absolutely facts. One thing people don't like, though, is losing too much. And my gameplay earlier, you'll see that I was getting kind of slapped up quite a bit. Some people are turned off by that, but I mean, it's a skill issue. Like, I just got to get good, essentially.
If you do want to do PvE, there's a whole server for that. You can do that in your own little server thing connection. You don't have to do PvP at all. But I think PvP is where most people will hang out. And that's one of the things that Tarkov has over a game like this, even though this is, in my opinion, the Tarkov for dads, because it's a little bit more relaxed, not as hardcore in the sense that if you die, it's not that big a deal. But Tarkov, the intensity is there because the PvP is there. People
100%. Absolutely 100%. You remove that danger, you remove that uncertainty, and the game loses a certain feeling to it that it's just not the same.
People like that PvP, that those intense moments that you might lose things in this situation. And I think that's what keeps people playing. Not to mention the depth of that game, and kind of it does have a culture around it as well that's been around for a long time, since it was kind of the first one in this genre.
He's wrong there. If you want to really split hairs as far as first one in the genre, the Division and the Division 2 were the first extraction shooters. From there, there's so much. Tarkov was just the first one that did it well. That's all.
If you're not counting like the
I
Division,
used to love the Division Dark Zones. Oh shit.
kind of the first one in this genre if you're not counting like the Division. So you're going to have that going
I should have held my comment for just a half second longer.
on while you're trying to complete your quests. Now, what's cool about the quest system when it comes to this is maybe you don't want to go all the way back to your base to complete the quest. Maybe the quest that you have right now is you have to kill 3 more guys and you see your team is in trouble up here. You could just kill those 3 more guys, radio in that you've completed the quest, and then go fight with your faction instead of having to worry about going all the way back to tell the base that you've completed the objective, which is, in my opinion, is going to speed things up a little bit when it comes to these missions and also promote a little bit more PvP. That's
Absolutely. 100% agree here. I think it was a good thing because, I mean, why couldn't we just radio in? Like, hey, I found the dude. He's dead here. He's dead, Jim. So, like, why do I gotta go back to Gunny and tell him that? I put the tracker on there. Hey, man, your tracker's active. Do you see it? Yeah. Okay, cool. Now, turning items in, I think you should have to go back to the forward operating base. But if it's just information, why can't that be an email? Why has it got to be a meeting?
the general theme of this is that they're going to promote more PvP. And I think, like I said, I think that's a good thing because when it comes to the quests, let's just say you're doing your quests, you're trying to level up your player, you're trying to do everything that the guys back at the base want you to do, right? You're trying to level up those traders. This is going to be a way that you're going to encounter other players to kind of slow that progress down.
Perfect. Because, yeah. Let me see here. It still took 5 hours to get out of the starter town, but it was a skill issue and not used to the new missions. Yeah. I mean, if you don't know where everything is, it does take a little while to explore and stuff like that. But far as I saw, there was probably 30-ish% of the current missions that were changed around a little bit, about 30% that were just completely the same, and like another 30% that are either new or totally different kind of thing. So I think they're doing good on the mission structure. 5 hours isn't bad for this, because my first time through, it took right around the 8-hour mark by the time I found my sea legs and understood the loop, understood the ballistics, and then did all the tasks.
So with Gray Zone Warfare, before, without a lot of resistance, you could
5 hours isn't bad.
Pretty much your entire quest set, right? You could beat the game in a sense without a ton of PvP. However, with this, if everything works out correctly, there's going to be a lot more PvP engagements that's going to sort of slow down that progress for everybody, which in turn will likely keep everybody, or at least a lot of people, playing longer and maintain that retention, which is
true. People do enjoy the PvP and the competitive aspect of games, and I feel like that is probably one of the main reasons why retention drops off, is because there's less of that end game. This is going to be a good update.
Is what the game is trying to find a good level of, right? So this game is still in early access. Gray Zone Warfare is still in early access. They're still just testing these things, but with those tests, they're trying to figure out, okay, what's a good retention level for people? What's something that keeps people around a little bit longer? Because retention means the game is fun, right?
So I'm actually curious on session playtime, actually, for the most part. Because that kind of dictates your retention, right? Because if I jump on a game, like, so for example, if I go and jump on Call of Duty, I get maybe tops, absolute maximum amount of time is like an hour 20 minutes or so, and I'm done. I'm either fucking tilted, or something's going wrong in the game, or there's a bug, or I come up against too many cheaters, or just something like that. So retention in Call of Duty is maybe an hour for me. game like Gray Zone, hell, I've got like a solid 8-10 hours in me sometimes to play the game. Games like Arma, again, big chunk of time that I'll sit down and play that for. Daisy is another one. Huge retention times per single play session. And I think that also correlates to the amount of time that you play overall with the game. So like if your play session retention is high, you're likely going to be playing the game for a long time beyond that. Like DayZ came out, what? I'm thinking the Arma 2 mod 2012? 2011? When did Dean do the DayZ mod? I think it was about then. And I still play it. So
For the most part, it means the game is fun. So if people are consistently playing your game, especially after an update, boom, you hit something. So if after this, they see that the graph, instead of dropping down, levels out a little bit, they're like, okay, boom, that's something that people really enjoyed. Maybe we should expand upon that a little bit. This is all just the first iteration of that. And they're just, it's kind of a testing scenario, right?
The first iteration, a testing scenario. This is exactly what I was saying about the previous video and how the other guy wasn't giving it the chance. This is a bad time to pause. I'm sorry, Tactigamer.
Right? That the early access is just a big giant test. Now, there are a lot of things that are going to make these engagements dynamic as well. So, for instance, you're going to have, there's going to be dynamic weather. You're going to...
Oh, look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? This is a video game. This is a fucking video game.
have rain. It's going to be night and day. The rain is going to be a really cool thing. It looks really cool. Anyway, the game itself looks fantastic. If you've played it, you'll know what I'm talking about. The game just looks really good. Hopefully it runs really well as well.
Apparently it does run really well. Extremely well. They did a lot of optimizations for this particular update, and oh my god, look at the reflections. Like 1, 2, 3 and a tower, 1, 2, 3 and a tower. That's that tree, that's that tree, that's that tree, that's that tree. Like, man, they did such a good job. I'm excited to get my hands on
that, to try that, because I really need over 60 FPS. I would like 80 in most of my games, just so I feel safe that it might drop a little bit, right? But you've got the rain that you have to worry about, or that will cover your tracks a little bit. It will cover your movements, which is...
yes, it will cover your movements, but it'll also cover your enemies' movements. Keep that in mind.
Is always a great thing. And then you're also going to have things like mortars. You're going to be able to call in mortars and strikes from your base to just pound on a specific area. Now,
these are amazing. I love the mortars. Spaniard, I lost about 5 frames in 0.3, big W. I mean, with how much they added, only losing 5 frames, that is a big W.
We'll have to see how this is balanced. I think you're going to have to buy the mortar rounds, and they're going to be pretty expensive. So, you know, you got to get those players.
I didn't actually notice on stream how expensive the mortars are. Do you happen to know by chance?
Is in there that just have big fat wallets and tell them to shoot it, fling it down range. What's also going to be really nice about this is they've added a bunch of new points of interest. So the map, a lot of the times when I was playing
Heavenly Vista,
it would be a little outpost, a little village, and then nothing. You could just keep walking and walking. I mean, especially...
I wonder what this one is. It's kind of like a shed going on or whatever, but where is it on the map? Okay, I think this is CSI over here, and this looks like Hunters. So that would mean Midnight Sapphires over here, off to the side.
Around that middle red zone, there just wasn't a lot going on the outside. There wasn't a lot of engagements. It was those specific points of interest.
Radio tower. I think that outpost there was the one that we were just looking at. Radio tower here. Where are we on the map? This is a starter town over there. You can see the water tower. I think this would be Tiger Bay to the left of the screen. I forgot the cost, but it was like 20K for the most expensive mortar.
Just where there were a
That's
lot of people
not
or a
bad.
lot of enemies,
The strip club.
AI especially. And
20K
so,
isn't
it could get pretty boring.
terrible.
The map is
I
huge.
kind of wish it was
and
a
a lot
little
of the
more
time
expensive.
you're
but-
running. You can use landing zones, and that's great. But also, if you're trying to get
This is gonna be fun. I did hear that there was a slight bug with this airplane crash where you couldn't like walk underneath the wing or something like that, or crawl under the wing. Possible. I'm sure it'll be fixed, but it's just something to think about, at least on the initial release.
to a specific location, if you haven't unlocked landing zones, you got a long way to run, buddy. And so this is going to change it up a little bit because you're
I
going to have
can't
those
wait to loot this
engagements
location.
even more. You're going to have more action sooner and more frequently, and that's hopefully going to be a fun factor for everybody. But not only that, let's talk about the quests a little bit, because they have also adjusted the quests.
There's over 200 now, because there was 172, and they said they added 40-ish. So that puts
Initially,
it over 200.
When you were to hop in, you had your starter area, and a lot of your quests would be in that area. However, they've changed things up now to sort of make it so you have to go to different locations. Instead of just sticking around the starter area, they're going to encourage exploration in those other areas, those more dangerous areas, which is likely going to promote more PvP. Again,
Yes.
that's what they're really focusing on.
Again.
And I think that that's what they think, and what I think is going to really bring people back into the game. And
So the reason I think it's going to bring people back into the game is because people really enjoy player interactions with games like this. That's why DayZ has such longevity, is because of that player-to-player interaction. Sometimes it's shoot on sight, it's just on sight. Sometimes there's a bunch of shit talking between a wall or whatever. No, you push out. No, you push. That kind of thing. Other times it's like alliances and that there just isn't a whole lot of that just yet in this game. I feel like with the more player interactions, more chances of that happening, you're going to see it a lot more often.
remain in the game. So that's the goal here. They're going to be adding much more valuable loot. They're going to be adding, like, you can get strikes. You can find strikes as loot. So those will be in high loot areas. You're going to have fog. You're going to have storms. You're going to have wind. You're just going to have a lot of dynamic things going on, and a lot of purpose to get outward into the map. And that's going to be a little spicy for some people, especially new players. It's going to be hard. Okay?
Absolutely.
The ballistics, they've changed.
But it's going to be hard for new players, but the beauty is that the community is such a good community that I have never not gotten help in the FOB when I've asked for it. If I sit in base and be like, hey, I'm having trouble with this, is anybody here to come help? Always somebody comes and helps.
Changed that up a little bit. They're really trying to hone in on the realism and the ballistics here. The AI is now going to flinch a little bit from what I can tell.
Because they got
the
their
AI
guts.
is going to show some sort
They
of
added guts to
recognition that
the AI.
they've been hit, and not just stand there and keep shooting at you. That's been a pretty frustrating thing for a lot of people, myself included. Not only
No
that, but they're
community
hoping to
comes
improve the
close.
squad features
Exactly.
as well. So
Exactly. No other community has been so welcoming of new players, I find. I play a lot of Arma, I play a lot of DayZ, stuff like that. A lot of the times it's get good, get out of my face, go do your own thing, figure it out, that kind of thing, where that just doesn't exist in Gray Zone. In Gray Zone, it's, oh, hey, I can't figure this thing out. Oh, you just got a X, Y, and Z. Oh, well, I was trying YZX. Oh, yeah, that's wrong. Here, and then you get shown, and it's a beautiful thing, I think. It's quite a community.
you've got a new health system that you're going to have to worry about. There's friendly dragging. You can drag your friends across the way if they're down and they're incapacitated. You can drag them to safety, which is
This
great.
is a
because
huge thing.
One of the very frustrating things is when me. This actually just is just me. When I'm out in the middle of somewhere and I'm the one that dies, it just happens to be me all the time.
I know the feeling, Tacty. I know the feeling.
In order for somebody to get to me, they have to pretty much go out there and then perform surgery so that I'm okay.
Wow, bullets are going pew, pew, all over. Yeah. Dragging is nice. Dragging's going to be quite nice. Now, how quickly does it happen? How janky is it? All that kind of stuff. It's, I hope they have a good belt when you drag them, right? Grab them by that handle on the back of their plate carrier and just, like, start reefing on them.
However,
Meanwhile,
now they
he's
can
got,
drag
like,
me to safety. Hopefully, this is going to be pretty easy
I don't know,
because in squad
something
it's very
broken that
annoying.
he just
You have
starts
to grab
screaming.
a specific spot. You have to search for it. It's kind of obnoxious. So if you can just grab them really quick and drag them, I think it's going to be great. To go along with this, weapons are going to, well, they already degrade, but you're going to have repair kits.
Yes, the weapon repair thing. I totally forgot all about the weapon repair thing. Because right now the way it works is when you die, like, you lose 10% of your durability or whatever, but that's not realistic or whatnot. So it just this is way better.
You're going to be able to repair them.
I love this clip
Before
too.
this
The
update,
third
you
shot
pretty much had to just piece together.
ricochets
If
and
one
hits
of
him
your
in the
parts
face.
had low durability, you had to change that part to something with good
Nope, fourth
durability,
shot.
and that would repair.
It was on a
the
death string.
weapons, and so they're going to do that a little bit differently. You're going to have repair kits there, so that's good. Squad stuff, though, along with that, you're going to have friend or foe armbands. Your armbands. Let's say you choose Mithras or you're part of the
Blue
Lemang
armbands
gang, like myself.
on friendlies.
You're going to have an armband on there to show your faction. Put them right on those big old muscles.
Yeah, I like I said before, I kind of wish that they were there for on every player character model, just color dependent depending on your faction. Small nitpick, but
That was dumb. But you're going to have,
that was dumb.
have those armbands. So friendly identification without pulling up the map is hopefully going to be a little bit easier.
It will.
I apologize ahead of time for those people that I am going to shoot that are on my team that I don't realize are on my team.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. And to, go along with this, you've got several new weapons. You've got the SVD, the MP7, the SIG MCX, Mosin Nagant carbine.
This MCX, I cannot wait until we can rechamber it in different calibers. Just like, no, I want a 5.56 one. No, I want 300 blackout. I want blah. And everybody in the squad has an MCX, but entirely different jobs. One is set up like a DMR. One is set up like a short barrel rifle. One is set up loud. One is set up quiet. Like, there's so many options with this weapon right here.
Beretta M9A1 Colt Combat Commander. You've got several new ammo types. The typical stuff that these games tend to add. For me, it's not a real big deal because you could rock an AK.
So I'm quite excited for these new weapons because it's always good to have new weapons. With every update, I hope they add new weapons every single major update. Just people that it's not an extraction shooter, but people do like comparing this game to Tarkov, and one of the biggest things that Tarkov has over this game is how many weapons and how customizable they are. We're already there with the customizability, but we just need more parts. Just more. To
be honest, I'm probably just going to rock a stock AK because I'm going to be poor most of the time. It's just how it happens with me. And then one last thing, when it comes to like that task progression, when you're with your squad, if somebody in your squad it completes a task, let's say they're...
Oh yeah. This with the kills and stuff. As long as you're close enough that your kills count for my kills count for your kills, that boss kill counts and will be checked off for a later task. I love that.
Their task is shoot 10 people, right? And you get that task a little bit later. You may have that task already done because they've completed it with you while you're with them. So
it's got a memory.
It just
Remembers.
progresses that task for you, keeps track of it, and then once you get there, it could already be done, which is great because then it's done. Right, you've completed that quest, and you can focus more on PvP. Again, they're really trying to go for that. The game itself, I think, is set to be in a good position. I think people are craving something a little bit different. I think they're craving some PvP. I think people really like the idea of gray zone warfare, but
Mhm.
it just hasn't held their attention because there hasn't been that intensity that the PvP brings.
I kind of agree here for the most part.
And also, it's
I've
hard to
got no
run.
other comments
It's
to
very
add.
difficult to run. That's one of the main reasons I haven't really dove in much longer than a few weeks after the release, because it just doesn't run great. It's not.
So optimizations. It's a gorgeous game. Um, you're. So my thoughts on this are, yes, it's nice to have everybody be able to participate, but you also can't be so stuck to the old hardware that you're compromising on your vision for the future. So you can't run a PlayStation 5 game on a PlayStation 2, essentially, is what it boils down to.
I'm just not a fan of it. But the game itself, I'm a big fan of. I really like the team over there. I really like what they're doing. I really like their vision for it and how they're adjusting. This wasn't supposed to happen. This wasn't supposed to be the way the game played out. But
No, the original roadmap, I think, had, fuck, what is that update called? The one with the book on the roadmap. The dev said that this is a next gen game. Well, exactly.
it is, because that's what people want. That's what they think people need. So that's exciting. One last thing I forgot. There's going to be, you can put a tracking tag on
The
some
trackers.
different gear.
So these trackers, I'm not sure if I know you can put them on weapons, but can you, I was watching Bad Scav yesterday a little bit. He tried to put one of the trackers on his optic, but the optic was still attached to the rifle and it wasn't going on. If you take the optic off, can you attach it to just the optic and then install the optic onto the gun? I hope so, because I don't necessarily want the receiver of my gun back, because what if the guy who stole it doesn't have room for the weapon, but he is going to take that optic, you know? So I'm just thinking the 4D chess here. What is the most likely part to be stolen off of that weapon?
So if the enemy picks it up, you can track where they are. So that's just cool. That's just
'Cause
fun
they're
that I
getting a
just
mortar.
saw on the paper here. What do you think? Is this going to bring you back? Do you think this is going to change things with the game? For me personally, I really do. I think people are going to enjoy it much longer. I think it's not going to stay around 1,400 players 6 months after the release of this update. But I don't know. We'll see.
I agree. I think that we'll see probably, well, at least a few hundred more than that. I hope like 3,000, 4,000 concurrent players, but like wishing one hand, shit in the other, see what fills up faster kind of thing. Not holding my breath super hard about it, but like I hope. I definitely hope.
Maybe people don't like it. I don't know. Maybe with the rain it runs like garbage. Not what I've heard, but maybe. I also think that it hits a nice niche, right? I still believe it is a Tarkov for dads. That and Arena Breakout, Delta Force, even maybe not so much Delta Force anymore, but Arena Breakout in this is kind of the Tarkov for dads. But this is a little bit more open world, and it's kind of like, it reminds me a lot of Dead Side. If you
Reminds him a lot of Dead Side. Yeah, I could see that comparison just with the open world. Yeah, I'm happy with 3K players. Like, yeah, it's a very niche game, like he just said. So to have a couple tens of thousands of players, like by the time point one comes out, that's still a solid player base. It doesn't have to be like CS:GO where there's 3 million people playing at any one moment kind of thing, but like a nice solid core group of people. It's amazing.
you've ever played Dead Side. If you haven't, don't worry about it. But I do like these controls better than Dead Side, and it's just really cool the way that they're changing things. I'm very excited for this. They do take a very long time for the updates because they change quite a bit, which is okay to me. I think that if they're going to kind of understand what the community wants and trial things like this is how they got to do it.
I would agree for the most part. Maybe the The only misstep I can see with this particular 0.3 release was not including more supporters in this initial sort of phase with the preview release. I think they should have maybe had a lottery of some kind where a lot more supporters, like people who bought the most expensive edition of the game, could get into and play with these streamers who got the keys and everything like that. Even a couple of 100 people would have gone a very long ways with the community, I feel like.
Right. So I have no problems with updates taking this long because it's in the early access phase, and they're trying to do a lot of stuff within these updates, and I think that's the way to go about it, so that people can give appropriate feedback and not just the honeymoon phase. Right. It's not just hey, this is great.
That's what happened with
I don't know, 3 weeks.
One
and
was
then
a
be like,
honeymoon
this game
phase,
is garbage.
and
so just stuff to think about. What do you guys think?
So 0.1 release, there was that honeymoon phase. That's why it dropped from like 80,000 people to 1,500. But like 0.1, like that is so early in development. It was, to me, it was amazing that it was running as well as it did with what all was in it at that stage. Like, it's kind of crazy if you really look at it in a game dev type perspective.
Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, give it a like. If you didn't, hit that dislike button.
This video
you know exactly where it is. Subscribe if you like this kind of content. And until the next one, I'm going to be hiking a little bit with my wife. So blend in until you need to stand out.
Hopefully he had a good weekend. Let's hit that like button though for him. And yeah, Tactigamer. It's got a good nuanced view of the game in general. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call the stream here. It's getting on to supper time. I appreciate everybody stopping by and hanging out with me. If you like the stream and you like the video, of course, like the video. If you dislike it, whatever. Follow, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I appreciate it all. Peace.